In recent times, Burkina Faso has shocked the world. A country once written off as one of the poorest in Africa is now becoming a trailblazer, a model for how African nations can rise. At the center of this transformation is one man, President Ibrahim Traoré. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso is no longer waiting for the world to dictate its future. It's carving its own path, a path that leads straight toward greatness. And here's the latest bold move. Burkina Faso has become the first West African country to seriously commit to green energy. Think about that. For years, global leaders have been pushing for a transition to clean energy as climate change tightens its grip. But while much of the world was moving forward, Africa lagged behind, stuck in dependency, waiting for foreign investment. Traoré said, "Enough is enough." He decided it was time to place his country firmly on the road to green energy independence. But here's the question. How did he do it? What steps did Burkina Faso take to lead the green revolution in West Africa? Stick with us, because the answer might surprise you. The world is changing. Everywhere you look, nations are racing towards clean energy. Solar panels, wind farms, electric cars, this is the future. But let's not forget, the damage is already done. Decades of burning fossil fuels have scarred the planet. And guess who's paying the highest price? Africa. Floods, droughts, heat waves. The continent that pollutes the least is suffering the most. Now here's where it gets shocking. On his very first day in office, Donald Trump signed an executive order, pulling the United States out of the Paris Agreement. His reason? He claimed global warming was a hoax, created by and for the Chinese to make American manufacturing uncompetitive. But the numbers tell a different story. The United States alone produces 14% of the world's carbon emissions. It's the second largest polluter on Earth right after China. And under Trump's plan to boost oil and coal, that number could climb even higher. So what does that mean for the rest of the world? It means climate change isn't slowing down. It means rising seas, burning forests, and African nations already struggling will suffer the most. And here's the cruel irony. Africa contributes the least to this crisis, yet it's the least prepared to fight it. The infrastructure for green energy? Almost non-existent. At global summits, African leaders begged for help. They called on the West to deliver billions in promised funds to kickstart green projects, solar plants, wind farms, clean power grids. But guess what? The promises never materialized. The money never came. And as the West delays, Africa waits. And the clock keeps ticking. President Traoré has refused to sit back and wait for the West. He's not depending on broken promises. Instead, he has fully embraced the transition to green energy. Last year, Traoré made a bold statement, through action, not words. He introduced a fleet of electric vehicles for government ministers, signaling a new era for Burkina Faso. The news was announced by Brigadier General Celestine Simpore, Chief of Staff to the President, during an official handover ceremony to the Minister of Economy and Finance. The cost of this initiative? 1 billion CFA francs. But here's the surprise. Burkina Faso didn't spend a single franc. The vehicles were a generous donation from Lee Yubal, Chairman and CEO of Yunhong International Group. And these aren't ordinary vehicles. Each one boasts a range of 500 kilometers, emits no harmful gases, reduces fuel dependency, and keeps maintenance costs low. Speaking at the ceremony, Lee Yubal explained that this donation supports President Traoré's vision, cutting the cost of governance while protecting the environment. It's part of a larger plan to make Burkina Faso's government operations sustainable and eco-friendly. This isn't just about cars. It's about a new direction for an entire nation. While others talk, Burkina Faso is taking action. According to reports, Yunhong pledged 53 electric vehicles to Burkina Faso. At the time of the official handover, 30 vehicles had already been delivered, with the rest set to arrive soon. But this isn't just about adding cars to the government fleet. This is a major step toward reducing emissions and creating a modern, eco-friendly governance model. But here's where it gets really interesting. This is not the only green energy initiative happening in Burkina Faso. According to the Burkinabe Chief of Staff, the government has an even bigger plan: to develop an industrial unit to assemble electric vehicles locally. And this isn't just talk. The project, spearheaded by the Burkina Fund for Economic and Social Development in collaboration with a local startup, aimed to kick off by early 2025. Now guess what? Just a few months later, in January 2025, the project was officially launched. Isn't that remarkable? Unlike so many leaders who make promises and never deliver, President Ibrahim Traoré is proving that he follows through, and the results speak for themselves. Burkina Faso has already begun assembling electric vehicles, and the very first car was unveiled, a groundbreaking achievement for the country. And here's the best part. This vehicle was developed entirely by Burkinabe talent through a local manufacturer called Itaúa. This isn't just an electric car, it's a statement, a bold declaration that Burkina Faso is ready to compete on the global stage, using local resources and homegrown expertise. It shows that this nation isn't just catching up with the world, it's moving ahead in the race for green technology and industrial independence. In simple terms, this is history in the making. The electric vehicle that just rolled out in Burkina Faso wasn't imported, wasn't outsourced. It was designed and built entirely by Burkinabe engineers. And the specs? Impressive. According to reports, the EV boasts a range of 330 kilometers after just a 30-minute charge. That's the kind of performance you'd expect from global brands, but this is homegrown innovation. Even more exciting, there are already 2 models in production, named Native and Sahel. And here's something to think about. Right now, we can't name a single other country in West Africa that has an electric vehicle assembly facility. Not one. Burkina Faso is leading the pack. But wait, this story gets even bigger. Because under President Traoré, the EV revolution is just the beginning. According to Burkina Faso's Minister of Energy, Mines and Quarries, Yakuba Zabre-Guba, the country has grand ambitions for its entire energy sector. Speaking at the African Energy Week just 2 months ago, he laid out a bold vision: diversify the energy mix and unlock massive investment opportunities, not just in renewables, but also in natural gas and even nuclear energy. Here's what that means. Burkina Faso has set in motion a series of ambitious reforms and initiatives to transform its energy industry. One of the key goals? To boost LPG usage, which currently stands at about 35% in urban areas, and strengthen investment in both the upstream and downstream natural gas markets. At the same time, the government is targeting foreign direct investment to fuel energy infrastructure projects, and the ultimate objective? To raise national energy access from a mere 21% today to an astonishing 95% by 2030. Just think about that. An African nation that not long ago was seen as struggling with energy shortages is now planning one of the most aggressive energy transformations on the continent. And the story doesn't stop with electric vehicles. Burkina Faso is making big moves in renewable energy too. Across the country, major solar projects are taking shape. For example, the Zagtuli solar plant is already operational, while the Zano solar PV plant is currently under development and expected to go live in 2025. Together, these projects aim to add 100 megawatts of clean solar energy to Burkina Faso's energy mix, a critical step toward the nation's green transition. But here's where things get even more impressive. Burkina Faso is now home to West Africa's very first solar panel factory, the Faso Energy Solar Panel Factory. This isn't just any factory. It's a state-of-the-art facility worth $50 million, and it represents a monumental leap in the country's journey towards sustainability and energy independence. The factory has the capacity to produce thousands of solar panels annually, dramatically boosting Burkina Faso's ability to generate clean energy and reducing its dependence on fossil fuels and imported energy solutions. This initiative is more than just an industrial project. It's a symbol of a new era, an era where Burkina Faso is taking control of its energy future, reducing carbon emissions, and setting an example for the rest of West Africa. A nation that was once seen as an underdog is now emerging as a regional leader in green innovation. The launch of the Faso Energy Solar Panel Factory isn't just a big win for Burkina Faso, it's a milestone for the entire region, backed by a coalition of governmental bodies, private investors, and international stakeholders. This project represents a powerful commitment to clean energy and sustainable growth. This move perfectly aligns with the global shift toward renewables, boosting energy security, reducing carbon emissions, and tackling the critical energy challenges facing Africa. But here's the best part. This facility is not just about energy. It's about jobs, innovation, and economic growth. By creating green jobs and driving technological advancements, the factory is becoming a catalyst for a brand new energy economy in West Africa. It's more than a factory. It's a statement of intent, a declaration that Burkina Faso is ready to lead Africa's green revolution. And this sets a precedent for other countries across the continent. Sustainable energy is not just possible, it's profitable, practical, and transformative. But Burkina Faso isn't stopping there. The government has also launched the renovation of its very first solar panel production plant, an ambitious project valued at $18.33 million. This initiative is fully funded by the World Bank and managed by the Burkina Faso Rural Electrification Agency under the Burkina Faso Electricity Access Project. Why is this so important? Because this program aims to expand energy access to underserved populations, bringing power to communities that have been left behind for decades. By scaling up its solar infrastructure, Burkina Faso is not only reducing its reliance on fossil fuels, it's creating an energy system that is cleaner, fairer, and built for the future. This isn't just progress, it's history in the making. The story of Burkina Faso's green energy transformation doesn't end with new projects. It also includes reviving old ones. Take the country's very first solar panel production plant, for example. Originally established in 2009, it once played a key role in Burkina Faso's renewable energy efforts. But for years, it stood silent, non-operational due to technical and financial challenges. Now, under President Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, that's changing. Renovation work has officially begun, with plans to restore the plant's full capacity and upgrade it with advanced technologies to meet modern energy demands. So, what's new? The renovated facility will feature new production lines, not just for assembling solar panels, but also for manufacturing solar kits. According to reports, the plant's production capacity will be boosted to 19 megawatts peak of solar power, a significant leap for Burkina Faso's energy sector. But there's more. The plant will also produce 5,500 solar kits every year, which will be distributed to rural communities to provide clean, reliable power where it's needed most. And that's not all. Plans include the installation of 2,000 solar streetlights, bringing light and safety to rural areas while supporting the National Electrification Plan. This renovation is more than just an upgrade. It's a game changer. It strengthens Burkina Faso's push to diversify its energy mix, reduce reliance on fossil fuels, and meet the growing demand for renewable energy. In simple terms, this is a bold step towards sustainable development, proving once again that Burkina Faso isn't just talking about change, it's building it. But the impact of this solar initiative goes far beyond environmental benefits. It's also a powerful economic engine. The solar kits produced by the plant will do more than light up homes. They'll support income-generating activities in rural areas, from small businesses to agricultural ventures, boosting economic growth and improving the livelihoods of thousands of people. The renovation and operation of the solar panel plant are expected to create over 500 jobs, offering both immediate employment during the construction phase and long-term opportunities for Burkinabe workers. This isn't just about energy. It's about empowering people and building local economies. But here's where things take an even bolder turn. Burkina Faso is not stopping at solar. The government has signed a landmark deal with Russia's state nuclear company, Rosatom, to build a nuclear power plant in the country. Yes, you heard that right, a nuclear power plant in Burkina Faso. This partnership, formalized in 2024, is part of a broader strategy to diversify the nation's energy mix, strengthen energy security, and fuel economic growth. Construction is scheduled to start in 2025, with production targeted for 2030. If successful, this will be one of the most transformative projects in West Africa's energy history, providing stable, large-scale power to drive industrialization and development for decades to come. This combination of renewable energy projects and nuclear power ambitions shows one thing. President Ibrahim Traoré is playing a long game, and it's all about making Burkina Faso an energy-independent powerhouse. In just a few years, Burkina Faso has achieved what many thought was impossible. In the power sector alone, the country has boosted its installed capacity from 324.6 megawatts in 2017 to 410 megawatts today, a massive leap forward for a nation that once struggled with chronic energy shortages. But Traoré's vision doesn't stop at electricity. Burkina Faso is also unlocking the full potential of its mineral wealth, focusing on gold and other critical minerals essential for the global energy transition. The state-owned Société de Participation Minière du Burkina has already acquired 2 industrial gold mines previously owned by Endeavour Mining, a bold step that signals the country's determination to take control of its resources and keep the profits at home. By accelerating growth in both energy and mining, Burkina Faso is creating a wave of investment opportunities for regional and global companies. This isn't just an energy revolution, it's an economic transformation. And here's what's truly remarkable. Burkina Faso is leading the green energy revolution in West Africa. Yes, this small landlocked country in the Sahel, fighting insecurity and facing enormous challenges, is outpacing nations with bigger economies and much larger budgets. That's not just progress, it's a statement of resilience and vision, a story that proves one thing: with strong leadership and bold decisions, even the smallest nations can rise and lead the way. Isn't that worth celebrating? Of course, we all know why this transformation is happening. It's thanks to one man, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traoré. Across Africa, it's common to see governments drowning in wasteful spending, presidents riding in dozens of luxury motorcades, burning through public funds on lavish lifestyles, billions wasted on perks for a few, while the majority live in darkness and poverty. But Traoré? He chose a different path. His administration is built on monetary discipline, environmental responsibility, and a commitment to public welfare. Where other nations are still grappling with chronic power shortages, Traoré is solving the energy crisis head-on by investing in solar energy and green technology. He's proving that when public funds are managed with integrity, when leaders put the country first, progress can happen fast. And the results are right in front of us. In just a short time, Burkina Faso has achieved what many thought was impossible, from launching electric vehicle production to building solar factories and planning nuclear power plants. Think about it. A small Sahelian country, facing insecurity and limited resources, is now leading the green energy revolution in West Africa, while bigger nations with far deeper pockets are still stuck in the past. This is the power of visionary leadership. This is the story of what Africa can become when leaders choose progress over privilege. There are so many things Burkina Faso never had until Ibrahim Traoré came into the picture. For instance, the country had no gold reserve, no central bank. But today, that's history. Under Traoré's leadership, Burkina Faso now has its own central bank, fully operational, and it's building gold reserves with bars mined from its own soil. That's sovereignty in action. And it doesn't stop there. Burkina Faso didn't even have a national airline, but now it does. These are the kinds of bold moves that show what true leadership looks like. President Traoré is more than just a head of state. He's a visionary, an African leader who truly cares about the well-being and future of his people. Time and time again, he's proven he's ready to make the tough calls, even if it means challenging those in power to put Burkina Faso first. So let's be clear. Burkina Faso is not only leading the green energy revolution in Africa, it's also setting the standard for good governance and patriotism. But what do you think? Is Ibrahim Traoré the kind of leader Africa needs? Or is this level of change too ambitious for the continent? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you found this video insightful, smash that like button, share this with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that matter for Africa and the world. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired.